Hey everyone, this is the OHS Dog Etiquette Seminar. I'm here with two canine companions, Baloo
Hey.
and Freckles.
Hi guys!
And they'll be helping us with the rest of the presentation.
What is this place anyway?
What even happens here at OHS?
I think I'll have our announcer read our mission statement for you.
To foster an environment of respect, responsibility, and compassion for all animals through education, legislation, and leadership. To care for the homeless, to defend the abused, and to fight with unrelenting diligence for the recognition of the integrity of all animals.
Wow, you guys really know how to sell it.
Seems like we're in pretty good hands here.
Yep. OHS is responsible for over 11,000 animals each year going to their forever homes.
Dang!
Throughout this seminar, we're going to be going through a whole bunch of different topics, such as canine body language, greeting a dog,
Oh yeah, everyone greets me wrong.
kennel enrichment,
My kennel's so boring, I like stuff to do.
loose dogs.
Loose dog!
What about puppies?
Yeah!
Oh, brother.
And more. Dogs, especially in a shelter, can be trying to tell you how stressed they are. This one's one of my favorite slides. It's also the most important one in my book. Canine body language. There's a lot of misreading when it comes to dogs.
I'm not really sleepy. I'm kind of anxious.
Yeah, people always think I'm happy, but I'm just panting because I'm nervous. Oh, I had to shake off. That picture of that dog makes me pretty nervous.
I know, buddy. Sometimes I shake off to feel a little less tense.
When walking around the shelter, you need to be watchful for animals. When you see someone walking a dog, do not reach out to pet the dog. Do not stare at the dog. Do not start talking to the person so they have to stop with the dog. They need to keep the dog moving. Open the door for the dog walker, unless they ask you to move completely out of the way. The right of way goes, cats being carried, dogs being walked, people. Here is the correct way to walk through the halls.
Oh, hey, is it alright if I pass by?
Yeah, you can walk by just a minute. Whoa! Oh wow, what a nice guy.
Yeah, he seems cool. I wouldn't mind walking past him in the hallway.
And this is what you don't want to do.
Oh, hey, Doc. How's it going? I just want to touch you.
Well, that dog looks really scared.
I know I would be if I was in that situation.
Wow, he didn't even ask to greet the dog.
That would totally come at me, bro.
That turned out to be a bad situation for both handler and dog. A lot of accidents could have happened then. One of the great parts of working at OHS is that you can have the opportunity to bring your dog to work. If you have your own office, or if the coworkers in your office are okay with it, you can bring your dog. However, walking through the halls to get to your office can be a challenge. While walking your dog, try to avoid walking past or near any shelter dogs. Be careful when going through doors or turning corners. Have your dog on a short leash and be prepared for anything. Go slow with introductions to any other staff dogs. Make sure your dog is on leash at all times, except for when you're in your office or in a designated area outside. Staff dogs can play in the cemetery throughout the day. Shelter dogs are prohibited from the cemetery. If you take your dog to other play areas, such as the chipyard, keep in mind that shelter dogs have first priority, and you may be asked to leave. If you bring your dog to work 2 or more times a week, you will need to fill out a form and pay a standard fee. You are responsible for anything your pet may do at the shelter, and for cleaning up after your pet. This includes mud, chewing messes, etc. Greeting a dog. When you meet a dog for the first time, there are some things to keep in mind. Greet the dog with your body sideways to the dog. Make sure to keep your face away from the dog's face. If the dog does not come up to you, squat sideways and ignore him. Let them have time to sniff your hand and see if they want to interact. Try to start petting under the head and then move up if the dog still feels comfortable. Do not bend over or lean over the dog. This can frighten the dog. Take a look at this video. See if you notice any stressed body language like we mentioned earlier.
Hi, my name is Melissa. If you look over my shoulder here, this is Rebecca. We're both trainers here at Union Lake Pet Services, and we're here today to teach you how to approach a dog safely. So before you approach a dog, what you want to determine is if the dog wants to be petted or not. If the dog doesn't want to be petted, if it's, a little anxious or stressed out or maybe fearful, we're putting the dog in a bad position, and we're also putting you in a bad position, forcing yourself on them. We don't want to force the animal to bite or anything along those lines. So the way to determine whether a dog wants to be approached or not is by reading its body language. So here's what you want to see. An approachable dog will appear relaxed. There should be no obvious tension on any part of their body. The eyes should be soft and seeking eye contact. The mouth should be slightly open and breathing should be normal. The dog's ears should be in a natural position. Obviously, this is going to be different depending on the breed. Finally, as you might have guessed, an approachable dog will have a wagging tail, or at least a tail that is in a comfortable position. So here's what you don't want to see. An anxious dog will appear very tense. They tend to be very stiff. Oftentimes they'll have their hackles raised. You may even see them lift their paw up off the ground. The eyes will look cold and concerned. Sometimes they'll even have dilated pupils. You might also observe a behavior that we call a whale eye. A whale eye is when a dog's looking at you out of the corner of their eye, and that's usually a warning sign. An anxious dog's mouth is typically clenched shut. Oftentimes their lips are puckered. It almost looks like they're getting ready to say something. Or on the flip side, if their mouth is open, usually the corners of their mouth are pulled back. You can see a couple of folds around it. This also can be accompanied by them drooling and doing a lot of panting. The ears are one of the most reliable indicators of a dog's mood. Ears that are pinned backwards are almost always a signal of stress, while ears that are pushed forward are often an indicator of aggression. It's best to stay away if you observe either of these occurring. Finally, when it comes to the tail, you don't want to see stiffness. An anxious or aggressive dog will often tuck its tail in between its legs or hold it straight up in the air. Oftentimes you'll see a fast wagging tail. That's not usually a dog wanting to say hi. That fast tail wag is usually the dog letting you know that they are very uncomfortable. Think you got all that? Let's take a moment to review with some real-life examples. Watch the following videos and try to decide whether each dog is safe to approach or not. First up is Bo, a Bouvier who is 9 years old. What did you think of Bo? Is he safe to approach? If you said yes, you're right. Bo would love it if we approached. He's eager to approach us, moving towards us, and has a wagging tail. Next up is Max, a Great Pyrenees Golden Retriever mix, 9 months old. What do you think of Max? Would you approach Max? If you said no, you're right. Right out of the gate, his lips are pushed forward, his ears are pinned back, his body is very stiff. He has a low, fast wagging tail, and his hackles are raised right behind his shoulders and down lower near his tail. Last in our quiz, but not least, is Sophie, a 2-year-old pointer. What do you think? Would you approach Sophie? If you said no, you're right. She's walking away. She has a very stiff body, a paw lift, a look of concern on her face. Sophie is clearly intimidated by our approach. So at this point, you should have a good grasp on dogs' body language. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put all that knowledge to test. I would say halfway through, this dog looks very excited to say hello. He has a nice wagging tail. He's even barking hello at us and kind of coming forward. So we'll continue moving in. We always make sure that we ask the dog owner because they know their dog better than we do. Hi there. Hi, do you mind if I say hi to your dog? What's his name? Riley. This is Riley. We like to let the dogs come up and kind of approach our hands on their own. If they're comfortable with that, we like to say hello and kind of pet them underneath their neck rather than over the head where it may be scary. Hi, buddy. We always kind of reassess and make sure that the dog's still comfortable. He actually still wants me to say hello, which is really nice. Hi, Riley. How old is he?
He's 7 months old.
7 months old. You can tell. Look at all that energy. Hi, buddy. What a cute dog. I would say that it is safe to say that Riley is happy to have somebody approach him and happy to have somebody pet him for sure. If you follow these tips, then things should go smoothly with your next encounter with the dog. If you have any questions, give us a call. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
Dog exam is where a dog is evaluated to determine the correct type of home they need. Please don't interrupt those who are working in this room unless it is an emergency. This assessment is a critical part of the dog's time here.
Hey, I remember that place. It was nice. They gave me food and a new collar, and they took my picture, so I got headshots now.
We have many colors of kennel cards here at the shelter. Green card dogs are generally easy to handle. They may be a little shy, but usually they're pretty friendly. This is an unscreened dog. We haven't evaluated it yet, which means you won't currently be able to interact with it. These dogs are waiting for their paperwork to be typed. It's okay to enter if there's a green card, but the dog cannot be seen by the public yet. So again, who can I visit? You can go into any open pod and visit with a green card dog. The best time to visit is from 12 to 2.
I would love for you to visit me in green pod number 9.
Dogs in the closed pods, or dogs in the back rooms, are being screened and worked with. They aren't ready for the visitors yet.
Yeah, I don't do too well with so many people walking by. I guess that's why I'm in the back. Gets me a little ramped up each time.
All dogs need enrichment, especially shelter dogs. Here are some things you can do to help the dogs here at OHS. Sit with the dog in its kennel. This may not seem like much, but it really helps the dogs. A small dog may just cuddle up in your lap and feel comfortable enough to take a nap.
I'd love if you would come in and give me some cuddles. I like to sit in laps, if you can take this 130 pounds.
Bring a toy or two and interact with the dog in their kennel. Playing fetch is great, but no tug of war. That can teach mouthy dogs some bad habits.
I love the toys. They're my favorite.
Have an active dog? Have them sit before you enter the kennel. Sitting is an important tool for dogs. If you have treats on you, ask the dog to sit while slowly raising your hand up from your waist.
Oh man, I love sitting. I can sit for like 3 whole seconds. I'm really good at it. How long can you sit, Baloo?
I can sit for at least 3 minutes. Sometimes I just sit all day. What's my motivation? That has a lot to do with it.
Hey, Fire. Sit. Good girl. Good job. Very good dog. Very good dog. Down. Good girl. Very good girl. Good job. Good girl. Good girl. Very good girl.
Make sure you are only entering kennels with green cards, and that you are reading the information on those cards. Dogs with kennel cards that are not green require more experience before you can interact with them.
Oh yeah, I'm a green card.
The card doesn't look very green to me.
Do not open a kennel door if anyone else is walking a dog in the pod, or about to enter a kennel themselves. Always push the kennel door in towards the kennel, and use your body to block the dog from getting out. After you are in the kennel, hook the lock through the handle so the dog cannot jump up and hit it open. When you leave, remember to lock the kennel.
When they leave, I always jump up and check to make sure that it's locked. Most of the time it is.
And that's exactly why we do it.
Are you ready for a walk? Are you ready for a walk? Okay, back up. You coming? Okay, come here. Would you like to go for a walk?
That was quite an active dog. She probably should have had the dog sit first before entering the kennel. but that's generally the idea. That was quite an active dog. She probably should have had the dog sit first before entering the kennel. But that's generally the idea. Animal waste is common around the shelter. We expect most of our dogs aren't house trained.
I'm house trained. I love going in the house. That's the best spot.
I may have to look that up, but I don't think that's what house trained means.
No worries, we have a great system to pick up poop. Here's a video that shows how it's done. Using the divider, keep the dog in the front of the kennel. Get the scoop and scoop up the poop. Place it in the toilet and flush. Dip the scoops in the bucket and rehang the scoops.
It's just that easy. Come on, buddy, let's hang out.
If there's an urgent medical issue, get the nearest animal care technician or medical staff. If you have an OHS phone, call the med advisor. If there isn't an urgent problem, get the dog's name, kennel number, and ID, and write the information on the communication board. This board is in front of kennel's commissary. If you see a behavior issue, make sure you write it on the board as well.
Behavior issues? I don't think dogs can even have behavior issues.
Oh, Freckles.
Shelter dogs are not like your dog at home. They are under many stresses, some that we see and feel, and many that we don't. Always stay calm and relaxed. And be aware that your behavior affects the dogs. Read their signals, as they may not want attention at that particular moment. You think you're saying hi, but the dog may not see it that way.
Whoa, those people are really intense.
Well, I think that was a dramatization, but the filmmaking on that was, it was spectacular. Loose dog.
You never catch me!
At times, a dog may get out of a kennel when you are trying to enter or exit. Do not try to grab the dog. Yell, "Loose dog," and try calling the dog back into its kennel. If that doesn't work, call for help.
See you later!
And what do we yell? Loose dog. Of course, you yell loose dog in full speed. This is only a dramatic simulation. Nice job, Beyonce.
If you're interested in adopting a dog, talk to the customer care leadership team, and they'll let you know the current status of the dog.
Hey, I know that guy. He's a couple of kennels down. Sure hope he goes home.
So what about puppies?
Oh, they're so cute. I bet you they're gonna be great cuddlers.
Puppies have a very delicate immune system, so they are treated differently than adult dogs. We ask that you don't handle the puppies, so they don't get sick while they're here. You can definitely look at them and watch them play. They are very cute.
Oh, puppies get all the attention.
Thanks for your time, and I hope you learned a lot. Let's get out of here, guys.
This has been really fun, but there's a showing waiting and I gotta go meet some people. Bye, Blue.
It was fun hanging out with you, Freckles. As a matter of fact, it's my walking time. Hey, Gray. No, you're gonna need a bigger scooper than that.